Okay, so I'm going to do a quick discussion on the protected access modifier in this video. So far in this class, we've only used public and private, okay? Anytime we create a new class, we basically make all of the attributes private, and then we create public getters and setters in order to be able to actually manipulate and change the values of these private variables. Now you notice that just because these variables are private, we can still use them anywhere inside this person class. Okay, so like for example, down here we have a toString method, and that accesses the variables name, ID, and age directly. Okay, and so even though they're private, it just means that they're private to people outside the person class, okay? So for example, if I was over here in my implementation class, I would not be able to just do like e1.name, okay? Because because name is private, okay? So now the more interesting question is that employee actually extends person, okay? So does employee now have the ability to use name, ID, and age directly? Okay, so let's see. So if I was to go create a new function here, I'll just call it do nothing. Okay. What would happen if I tried to just do name equals Billy? Okay, so in other words, I'm trying to access name directly. Name, of course, being this instance variable here in person. And employee extends person, so employee theoretically has access to all of the attributes and methods inside of person. Okay? Well, you'll see that if I compile this, I get this error and says, oh, no, name has private access in person. Okay? And so it does not allow me to do that. Okay? So I should probably comment this out and make a note to myself. Compiler error. Name is private in person. Okay, so the way that I can deal with that is over here in person, okay, I'm going to create a fourth variable, and instead of making it private, I'm going to make it protected, okay? So maybe we'll have a protected string called gender. Okay, we'll make it a string so that you can assign whatever pronoun you want, I guess. Okay, so protected is kind of an intermediate access between private and public, all right? So now that I've made this gender protected, what it means is that, actually let me go ahead and save this, is that over here in employee, if I want to just do gender equals female, okay, you will notice that this compiles, okay? And this is allowed. So basically, protected means that anything inside this class can access this variable. It also means any subclasses can access that variable. That's why this line of code right here worked. But unfortunately, it also means that any classes in the same package can also access the variable. So if I go over here to my implementation class, I can do e1.gender equals male, and you will see that this compiles just fine, okay? So if you go back to the lecture slides, okay, where they talk about using protected as an access modifier, see how it says protected members are accessible by the superclass, the subclass, and class members in the same package, okay? So in other words, if we go down here to slide 22, avoid using protected instance variables in a superclass, okay? So in other words, we're not really going to do that in this class. Instead, it's better to do what we've been doing, which is to make things private and to use public getters and setters, okay? But you should be aware that you do have this ability to create these protected class members should you choose to do so, okay? And so that's what we've done here with gender. All right? So again, if you have any questions on, some of the more subtle nuances between public, private, and protected, urge you to go back and read the slides and also post any questions that you might have in the discussion forum.